What is up, guys? It is TheCitrusPanda here today, and I'm coming at you with a review for Chapter 677 of Naruto. Now, I actually never did these reviews before, but I'm a huge fan of Naruto, and I do know that it is coming to a close here soon, so I'm going to start doing chapter reviews whenever I feel like it. I want these to be relatively short, so let's get into it. So in this chapter, it was actually really interesting because the end of last chapter kind of ended on a cliffhanger when Madara's third eye was opening on his head and reflecting on the moon, and we knew something was going to go down. So basically, the chapter opens up, and the moon is Tsukuyomi. It's going to be the infinite Tsukuyomi, and we don't really know what this means yet. But as the chapter progresses, we see that people are being affected by, actually, it looks like they have the Rinnegan in their eyes, but they have a blank expression on their face. You can tell that they don't actually have the Rinnegan, they're just simply being controlled by the infinite Tsukuyomi, and they don't have control over what they're doing. I think they can still communicate right now, but they just can't control their actions. So, I'm not really sure how that's going. Because some of the Kages were actually talking as this was happening, so I don't know if maybe they're more powerful, so it takes longer for this to take effect on them, or if you're actually able to talk. But for the most part, it seems like all the other shinobi that are just standing around, all the filler shinobi, if you will, are basically just standing around with these Rinnegan eyes. And then we see a bunch of other people with Rinnegan around the world, basically. And then we are transported back over to our Sasuke and Naruto are. Naruto's throwing Rasen shurikens at the meteorites that are falling. And Sasuke actually figures out that if you're inside the Susanoo, or the Susanoo, however you want to say it, then the Rinnegan Jutsu, the Infinite Tsukuyomi, it doesn't affect him. So what they're doing now is they have to stay inside the Susanoo, and if they don't, well, then it's gonna be affected, and everybody's just gonna be screwed over. Naruto even says, or maybe it was Sasuke, that if they die, or if they get, hit by this jutsu, is all over, which actually is a pretty good, representation of what's happening in the manga right now. The two strongest people are pretty much Sasuke and Naruto, as far as on the good side, and if they're down, nobody's gonna win. So they've got to be kept alive and not hit by this jutsu. Now, they're inside the Susanoo for right now, and Sasuke has got the wings on it, so maybe they'll fly away, but who knows? And it seems pretty interesting about where it's going right now. Now, at the end, we do see Madara basically just controlling the world, because he wants to control the world. But the interesting thing to note here is that it does show a lot of the characters that you just haven't seen in a long time. Shino was in this chapter. Shikamaru was in this chapter, although we've been seeing him. But Ten even got screen time. And it was pretty cool. So basically, everybody's getting wrapped up by these almost like tree, branch, leaf kind of things. And they're being wrapped up almost like a cocoon. And the tree is basically wrapping everybody up. And it's pretty crazy. Now, what was interesting is that Shikamaru did note that the tree was gone, as well as the chakra Naruto had given everybody. So basically what's happening is the chakra is all gone, and now it's going to be, I don't know, sapped. I'm not really sure what the tree is going to do, but it's putting people in cocoons, so I don't know if it's sapping chakra. I have a feeling it's going to sap a lot of chakra from people. And it should be interesting to see how that turns out. So basically, the Tree of Life is just having people hanging from the tree. Some people aren't being affected. The second Hokage is asking himself, like, why am I not being affected? Which is interesting. Hashirama is actually not affected right now. I still think, in a way, some of these people are too powerful for it to take effect immediately. Or maybe it has something to do with being reanimated, but I don't think so. I think even if you are reanimated, I think it would still affect you. But Minato also is on the ground, just sitting there, and he's like waking up or something, and he's like, what's happening? But hopefully we'll get more information next chapter about all this stuff, and it was a really interesting chapter. If you didn't check it out, and I'd recommend going to check it out. I'll see you guys next time.